Welcome to Babies from Beyond, the podcast that gives all babies a voice, whether they are still in spirit or already earthside. I'm Lauren Dionysius, a former registered NICU nurse turned baby soul communicator, and I'm here to share the wisdom of today's babies to guide you on your motherhood journey. So, out of all the questions that I get asked around the work that I do with baby soul communication, this question, what is the most common block around conception, is definitely the question that's at the top of the list. It's the one that so many women ask because they're worried that they've missed something, or they can't see something, or they're doing something wrong along the way, that it can come up with this blockage that they sense around their conception journey. So I wanted to answer this question in a really clear and direct way, while also acknowledging that every soul, every woman's journey is different. And so this is general information that I have been able to connect the dots with over the years. So it's not the same for everyone. And I'm definitely not saying that everybody feels like this or does this. But what I find is by far the most common reason why conception is blocked is that your desire for them, and it goes beyond a desire, it can become an obsession, it can become a desperation even, and a wanting them so much that that energy actually pushes them away. Not that they're doing it in a way to punish you or anything like that. But when we talk about energetics, if you have like a really big, intense, grasping type energy coming at you from somebody else that's been projected onto you, then it's hard for you to get closer to that person. It's hard for you to meet the energy of that person because this energy is coming at you so strongly that you need to push back up against that in order to move closer or to interact with that person. So, and that's what I find with baby souls. They're so energetically sensitive that they need you to meet them where they're at. And if you're, and I'm not saying this to judge you or to criticize you in any way, I think this is just how our brains are wired generally as humans. And it's not just around pregnancy and conception. It's around, I think, in so many areas of our lives, whether it's a partner or a relationship or a job or a friend, anything like this. It's that concept as if we want something too much, if we're grasping at it, then it actually pushes them away. And so energetically, even if they want to come to you, they can't because your energy is coming at them so strongly that there's, for them to push through that, it's like that feeling when you open an oven. If you've had the oven there and it's been preheating in there for a few minutes or half an hour or longer, and when you open the door to that oven, it's like all of this hot air like whooshes out at you and you sort of instinctively pull yourself back, right? Because that energy coming towards you is so strong, it's so hot, it's so intense that the last thing you want to do or can do is move closer to that oven. So I find it's very similar with babies. If they have all of that hot, intense energy coming towards them, then instinctively they will pull back. It's like, how can I get through that? It can make things blurry. It can make things foggy for them. It can be harder for them to really see that way forward. And so again, it's not that they're punishing you, or it's not even that they don't want to come to you. It's just that energy that you are emitting to them or sending out to them, they can't work with that. So let me break this down a little bit, because again, I don't want to say this in a judgmental way, but it's more around like the energy of this. For example, I work with many women who desperately want another child, whether they want to grow their family, or perhaps they don't have any children earthside yet, or have experienced loss as well. So there's that, especially when time's involved as well. It's like the longer you've been trying to conceive, it's like it's normal. And I want to emphasize that it's normal for that intensity or for that desire to grow, to become more strong, to become more intense. because that's how we're wired as humans. When we want something, we continue to give it our energy and to feed that energy. But sometimes it can become like this need. I find some women, it's like they need a child like the air that they breathe, and they don't feel complete. They feel like something's missing. There's this ache in their heart around this child that they haven't been able to hold in their arms. And again, not to sound judgmental, because again, this is part of how we're wired. But I want to be clear here, like there's absolutely nothing wrong with wanting a child, whether it's your first child or you wanting another child if you already have a child, or children earthside. And actually your desire to have a child is actually really important to help call them to earth. If you didn't have that desire for a child, and there's different situations and different reasons behind this, but it's that desire that helps them to also find you as well and to come to the earth. But when you have a desire for a child, it's kind of the energy goes a different way. It's like that energy is coming towards you. It's like you want to pull them towards you. But when that becomes imbalanced, that energy pushes out and it becomes like this grasping, seeking, needing type energy. And that's the type of energy that babies don't respond to particularly well. So in my experience, like this desire can go too far. And that's when it can become a blockage to conception. And this can be you, or it can be your partner as well. It can be one of you, it can be both of you. And so it can become a blockage when your need for them, that desire that you have for them, becomes so strong that you forget about their journey. You may not acknowledge, or you may forget about having respect for their autonomy, for their choices, for their decisions, what they want, what they need, what they might be waiting for, the timing that's for the highest good of everybody. You know, we can only see, as humans, we can only see what's in front of us. We can't see that bigger picture of what's going on or what's to come, or how all the different timelines between you, your partner, your child, other people in your life, if that's relevant. We can't see how all of that intertwines in the bigger picture. And so it can be so easy to become quite tunnel visioned when it comes to conception. And to be honest, I don't think we're always meant to be able to see the bigger picture, right? Because it is important to focus on what you want, what you need, what you desire. But as I said, it's when that becomes stronger than the respect for their autonomy. Because it's important to remember that every soul coming to earth, including you, including all of us, we all made the decision to come here. We all decided that we wanted to come and have a life here on the earth, that there were things we wanted to experience, people we wanted to meet, connections, relationships we wanted to experience. All of these different things to learn, things to teach, things to share, things to heal, things to grow through. All of these things, like all of our souls, again, in my experience, have had that desire for when we came to earth. And it's the same with babies. Like they have a plan for their life, or a perspective or possibilities for their life that expand well beyond your desire to bring them earthside. Because sometimes it usually unconsciously that there's something in you that feels incomplete, that feels like there's a void there, there's something missing. And so when we unconsciously want to bring a child earthside to help fill this void, and I say this with compassion and with respect for your journey and your emotions as well, but in my experience, the soul won't come to earth just because you want them to. They'll come because they want to come, and they want to have a life here. They want to explore the earth. They want to have new experiences, or learn or grow or heal, or all of these things that I was just talking about. Because think of your own journey, your own soul. It did not come to the earth just because your parents wanted you or they wanted to expand their family. You came to the earth because you consciously chose to have a life here. And your conception, your own pregnancy experience with your mother, that was all something that was timed for the highest good of everybody involved. You, your mother, her partner, other siblings that you may have had at the time, and other things as well that also come into the picture. There's so much that goes into conception beyond just that need, that want, that desire for a child. And because you chose to have a life here, you chose your family just as your baby chooses you, because they want you to help guide them. Babies need to have guidance. They need to learn how to be a soul in a little human body. They need that guidance. They need that attachment. They need that love, that nurturing, that support. All of these things that you want to give a child, they need that. But that's not the only reason they're coming. Because the life that you chose for your time here, it goes well beyond your mother, your father, your family of origin. They're part of the plan. They're helping you to set the plan into motion as far as setting the foundations for your life, but they're not the whole plan. They're not the sole reason that you came to the earth. So coming back to your baby, it's really important to respect their journey and what they need, to acknowledge that they are this magnificent, wise soul who is contemplating having a human experience on the earth, and everything that goes into that around what they want to do, learn, teach, heal, grow through, experience, all of these things, which is so much bigger than your desire to bring them earthside. So it's important to remember that it's not your responsibility to bring your baby earthside. It's not your job to go out and find your baby somewhere out in the cosmos and then pluck them from the ethers and pull them to earth. In my experience, it just doesn't work that way. One, it's not your responsibility. You do not have the power to bring a soul earthside. That's on them. That's their decision. Also, babies do not want to be controlled. Just like most of us humans here on earth, if someone starts being really controlling with us or wanting us to do something within their time frame or on their terms or all of these things, most of us will resent that a little bit or find that challenging, at least, because as autonomous soul energies, like, we don't want to be controlled. We want to make our own decision. And babies, they don't want to be forced into a timeline or into a box that limits them in some way or isn't for the highest good of everybody. Because as I mentioned, we can't always see those highest timelines. We don't always know what's for our highest good because we can't see the bigger picture for everybody involved. And they also don't want the pressure of being that thing or that desire for you. It's not that they don't want you to want them, because they do. And as I mentioned earlier, this is a big part of what helps align a baby's soul energy with the earth's energy is your desire to call them to earth. But to put a lot of pressure on a child that they must come or it's time to come, I've been conceiving for X amount of time, so they should be here by now. Why aren't they here? What am I doing wrong? Am I being punished? All of these things put a lot of pressure onto a baby's soul. And baby souls, again, in my experience, don't want to be born through that pressure, don't want to be conceived through that pressure. It's a lot for them. And today's children, the energies and the souls that are coming through, it's just not part of their journey. It's not what they're coming here to experience. So it can push them away. All is not lost, though. It's not like you go back the other way and just have to sit and twiddle your thumbs and wait until they suddenly decide that everything's fallen into place and it's the right time for them. It's not that at all. It's very much a two-way street. They need you to want them, to desire them, but they also need you to respect their autonomy and their decisions and allow them to come to you. That's the biggest thing I find with babies, is that they want, it's like, allow me to come to you. Allow me to take that leap. You can't take that leap for me to come to earth. I need to make that leap. You do what you can do from your side of the fence, and I appreciate that and I respect that and I need that from you, but I need to come to you. Please allow me to come to you. because these souls, they want to be invited to come to the earth. They want to be offered an opportunity to come, to be seen, to be heard, to be acknowledged, to be loved, and to be guided by you during their journey here on the earth. They want to have the space to come to you, to come in their own time, to be able to look at the bigger pictures, the timelines, have a bit of a plan, see how their arrival is going to sit in the timelines of everyone else who's going to be involved and affected by their journey to earth. And as I said, at the end of the day, they want to make their decision to come. You can't make that for them. There needs to be a soul who is ready, willing, and able to take that leap. And as I said, at the end of the day, that's on them. That's something that you cannot do for them. And it's also not your responsibility to do that for them. So take the pressure off yourself around having to pull your baby soul to earth. Instead, invite them, create space for them, welcome them, tell them that you're ready to receive them, that you'd love to support them and guide them here on your journey, and then allow them to come to you. Thank you for tuning in to Babies from Beyond. If you've enjoyed this episode, I'd love for you to leave me a review just wherever you listen to your podcasts. Also, head over to Instagram and give me a follow at Born Energy, and check out the show notes for more ways that you can connect with your baby's soul, including one-on-one readings and online programs to support you. Until next time, trust your journey and your baby. Take care.